heard there's been an attack ahead of us. Sorry, I've got to go.
Alors, donnez le temps de s'alimenter et puis on va continuer.
Pas de problème. Oui. Bon, il y a une attaque sur la route.
Oui.
Où? Près de Gao ou près de nous?
Non, c'est près de nous.
These are vehicles that have been destroyed in attacks in the last few weeks. See the big generators. There's a competition going on between groups to show who's more effective right now. Islamic State have taken over one of the groups, and Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb are trying to show that they are just as effective. And the insecurity has just caused a complete breakdown of rule of law. So for us, it's difficult to tell the difference between a bandit and a poacher and a jihadist. And fact is, very often there isn't. One day they're attacking a village to kidnap someone, and the next they're robbing a truck, and then the day after that they're poaching elephants, and then they're trafficking drugs and people. You can see the dunes over that side, the mountains over this side, and this is like a bottleneck, a choke point. So everyone's forced through here. So it's a very ideal location to launch attacks. That's the fourth truck in a few Ks. You can see this is where they detonated the mine remotely, and they fired on the vehicles from that rocky outcrop up there. So we were supposed to leave this morning early, but left later because every man and his dog seemed to know what our plans were, and that would have been us hit by that mine. So they said there'd been a troop build-up here. The last time we were here, there were a couple of vehicles, one small unit, and now there's a large contingent. Alors, vous tournez la flèche. Vous voyez que ça tourne comme ça. Vous tournez la flèche jusque c'est en dessous l'aiguille rouge. Voyez. Okay. Du côté. Là, on va les voir. On va voir les traces. Et l'après-midi, quand on fait les exercices sur le terrain. Est-ce que c'est normal de marcher comme ça? Non. Est-ce que vous avez jamais vu quelqu'un qui marche? C'est pas normal. C'est-à-dire, déjà on voit la terre qui saute. Hein? Exactly. The smell in here is overpowering with donkey, goat, sheep droppings. So what would have happened in this class, as happened everywhere else, so the teacher would have been giving lessons, and in comes an armed man and terrifies the class, the children, maybe beats or drags out the teacher, and that's the end. Finished. Yeah, war is not something that it just happened and then it's over. The repercussions go on and on and on and on. And these children are going to be suffering the consequences for the rest of their lives.
Italy masarar. C'est ça, hein? Quel est ça?
Bonjour.
C'est bon pour les fatigues.
Hein?
C'est bon pour les fatigues.
Ah oui.
C'est des médicaments pour les fatigues chez nous.
Non, mata ave awelewan.
Elephants destroyed this, looking for food. Obviously, he's keeping his grain in here, this herder. He's a nomadic herder, a fula. And he's been keeping his grain in here. He was saying his morning prayers, and the elephants came and smashed it. There's nothing he can do to stop them. We don't want them, obviously, trying to attack them or anything like that. He'll get killed, and the elephant could get wounded. But human-wildlife conflict is a huge problem. You've got big males here, so what's happened is they came out of their village. They've been hanging around together like a bunch of mates, so to speak. And then they've come in here to feed. They've started ambling around, feeding, and now they've separated. So we have to choose which ones to follow.
Les fissures là, dans la patte, ils sont beaucoup plus élevés dans la trace, ça veut dire un mâle. Et on peut dire, normalement, on peut associer l'âge de l'animal directement avec la taille.
C'était en train d'écouter, sentir, vérifier est-ce que nous sommes une menace ou quelque chose comme ça. Maintenant, ils se calment. J'espère. Là où il n'y a pas beaucoup d'arbres, la photographie encore. Parce qu'il y a des secteurs où il n'y a pas. We've tracked the elephants, the Malian desert elephants. They're right in front of us. We're now going to do an approach. The wind's coming from behind us, so we can't approach from this side. We've got to move quietly around and approach from the other side. So we'll go and have a look at them and then move out without disturbing them, of course. So it's a really good tracking exercise, not only for to learn how to follow the elephants and assess how their condition and so on, but also to track poachers. Because people would imagine, well, it's easy to track an elephant. It's actually not true. An elephant puts less pounds per square inch of pressure on the ground than a human being does. And the other thing is elephants move much faster than we do. So it's a good exercise in catching up, which is what you've got to do with poachers. You know, they're on the run. You've got to gain time. You've got to close the time gap. And that means using leapfrogging techniques, scope teams to cut ahead and cast across the direction of travel, and using those little techniques to get to catch up with them. Okay, we're in Najiatafan, which is probably the hottest, most dangerous place in central Mali at the moment. And even all the flags, everything is jihadist. This is basically their base, the jihadist base for this entire area, and also a poaching headquarters. So we're going to show our presence and move on. Obviously, we keep our faces, you know. If they're willing to let the Malians sneak past, they might just decide when they see a Westerner that it's worth a suicide or a risky attack.
On va descendre du village.
D'accord.
Et puis on vient tout de suite.
Parfait.
On va partir. On va lui dire seulement le but de notre passage. Et puis on continue.
Excellent.
Voilà.
Okay, here we just got stink eye, basically. You're not going to get anyone waving at you here. This is bandit HQ in the middle of bandit country. So we have to quickly make sure that we get the word out that we're here, why we're here, to the chiefs and what have you, and then get out of here. We're making our presence known, what we're doing as deterrence. Also, our mission here, this whole mission we're on right now, is a feint. We're trying to get everyone to believe we're operating in this area, and we're going to be heading in a few days' time as the informants get the information we're looking for in a completely different area. I recognize the flag already from one of the militias, and it looks as though they were following us at a distance. So we did this quick U-turn, which we don't normally like to go back up the way we came, but we needed to, and we were also curious just to double check. And our motorcycles surrounded them on the far side, in their rear, and then the heavy weapons have come up on the flanks and to their front. So they can't go anywhere. They jumped out and put their hands up in the air and started waving their arms. So the medics getting ready to assist the local community as they come in. Obviously they're shy, they're still scared. Slowly they'll come in when they hear there's medical assistance, because they have no assistance at all. And for them to get out of here, to get to a doctor or something, is incredibly difficult, if not impossible. It's just too dangerous. So slowly they're coming. And part of the contribution by the Wild Foundation, for example, is pharmaceuticals, and also by various governments and other organizations to assist the anti-poaching unit in sensitizing the population. So obviously to help them, but also it's an opportunity to interact with them, explain why we're here, what we're doing. And it's amazing that the information that comes back one-on-one, talking to an individual, they will just say, please don't go, stay here, just stay here, we need you here. So even though they may appear in a lot of areas to be supporting the extremists, and it might seem to be a part of the breakdown of rule of law, everyone wants it. These people need it. It's been years now, and it's only getting worse, it's only escalating. People become more desperate, and as they become more desperate, they start doing desperate things, banditry and everything else, poaching. So this is a very, very important work, just as important as catching the poacher, is sensitizing the population, connecting with them, and letting them know that they're not forgotten. So these carcasses, very old carcasses, were a couple of year old, were found a few weeks ago by the unit. And now that we've got sensitive, good metal detectors, we're coming back to these old scenes to collect evidence so that we can link different poaching incidents to others, and hopefully to weapons as arrests are made or seizures are made. What's happened is, since the unit found these carcasses, someone's come in here to try to destroy the evidence, and obviously that's very worrying, because how do they know that we're coming to actually look for evidence, and that we actually look for evidence, that we actually do crime scene investigation? So this is both very serious, and in a way it's good news, because it means psychologically these poachers, traffickers, are scared. They're worried that we're going to catch them.
C'est lié l'arme à cet incident.